So I was just in the shower thinking about how they used to have all these, like back in the probably 70s and 80s, maybe earlier than that. Whenever they had the old Grimm's fairy tales kind of stuff back in the olden days, you see a lot of TV shows, movies kind of themed around people that would make deals with the devil. You know, like the one that sparked the whole Charlie Daniels song about the devil went down to Georgia, about this guy who gets this awesome flute, or not flute, but violin playing ability. I'm sure there's been a lot of different ones, different versions of it. And then there's this one called the bear skin, I think it's called. You can find it on YouTube about this guy who makes a deal with the devil to wear the skin of a bear for like 7 years, and he can't wash himself or anything. And he has infinite amount of money, but he can't. Anyway, the bear skin freaks people out because he's all dirty, nasty, and covered with bear skin. He can't trim his nails. That's what it is. He can't trim his fingernails. Anyway, all these shows things about deals with the devil. So I was thinking about Chris Rock's joke. He had a joke about Ray Charles, how he's done so many great things with music and whatever, and he couldn't see his whole life. He was born blind. I think that's what it. Pretty sure it was Chris Rock making a joke about Ray Charles. There was one where he says, "Can a nigga just get a peek, just a little something?" So that made me wonder if any of my subscribers know anybody that's blind, preferably someone that's a man that's married, a blind married guy. Does anybody know a blind married guy? If you do, ask him this question, because I was thinking about this. Like, if they were in a situation where they could make a deal with the devil or whatever, and they could have this wish granted, purely speculative, of course, no such thing, but would they rather see for like a day, just to see what everything's about, and then go back to being blind again, or just stay blind? Would that be kind of like spoiling it because they would know what they're missing? That's the first thing I thought of. But then I thought, well, what about this? What if you're a blind man and you're married, and you can make a deal where you could see your wife, but you never get to have sex with her again, or you stay blind and you can still have sex with her? Because I wonder if there's a lot of blind people that are married to ugly people, since looks doesn't really matter if you're blind. There are those people that are blind, and they'll ask their friend, like, is this girl good looking that I'm dating? And they'll be like, well, why does it matter? You're blind anyway, so it doesn't matter if they're good looking. I guess it would matter according to like hygiene and stuff, but like, I wonder if that would like mess up some people's marriages if they could see their wife if they're blind. Or would you just rather be able to see your wife, and if you'd have to sacrifice never being able to sleep with them again? And it wouldn't be like you could see everything, because that'd be too good of a deal. It'd just be like you're not blind anymore. You'd just see your wife, and the background would be all black, like she's chroma keyed in like a green screen or whatever. I guess you could even make it where it's like a picture of your wife, just in the corner of your vision, so you could always see a picture of your wife, you know what she looks like. But that's not really as good. I'd rather have it like you could see your wife live and in person, but everything else is still blind to you. But then I thought about, if you had that picture there all the time, like what if it was just your wife, like in your vision, like full screen all the time, you're looking at your wife? Wouldn't that be a little bit distracting? And then I thought of this. What if, instead of being born blind, you're stricken blind, and like the last thing you see stays in your vision? Like, what if you get hit by a car, and the last thing you see is a car smacked into your face, coming at you full speed, and everybody's freaking out, and birds are flying off, and it freeze frames right there, and that's like the rest of your life, that's what you see. This crazy scene that's incredibly distracting. Like, you're trying to like focus on where everybody is in the room, just having casual conversation, but this crazy adrenaline rush scene going on all the time, right? That would be really bad. Then I thought about, what if you got blind like a donkey kicking you, like doing a reverse kick in your forehead, so you see like some huge donkey nuts hanging in your vision the whole time, and you're stuck with it, you can't get rid of it. That would be annoying. Then I thought of that thing where people say, like, you must have eyes in the back of your head. So what if you could make that deal? What if you could say, I'll take vision, but I'll only be able to see behind me, and for the bargain, I can never walk backwards. So you still have to walk forwards, not knowing where you're going, but you could see the stuff that you just barely missed, stuff that almost smacked into you and killed you. People who are trying to make fun of you, maybe, like in the front, but then even on the back, and you see who's really betraying your trust. I don't know. That would be pretty trippy. You could do your head side to side, you could see like both directions, but then you could never go in that direction, so you're always walking forward into darkness, but you're seeing stuff that's around you. I guess it would be better. It's better than nothing. But then again, it could be distracting. I don't know. These are the questions that plague me. What is it like? What if you're deaf and like you make a deal that you could only hear farts? I don't know. Would you take that deal? What about this? What if you take the deal where you can see you're married to a woman? You take the deal where you can see your wife. Wait a minute. No. You can only see while your wife's around. So anytime you go away from your wife, you're blind again. But say you come home one day, you're blind, you stumble home, or however blind people get home with their dogs or whatever. You go into the bedroom and you find your wife cheating on you with some other man. And let's say if you're a white guy, let's go ahead and say it's a big black man, just to make it even worse. Especially if you're racist, which I'm not, but you are, so you can think of the black man. So you come home, you find your wife being banged on your bed, horrifying experience, and then that strikes you blind, strickens you blind, smites you blind. You become blind again, and that image is stuck in your vision. Your wife being banged on your bed, and then you have to like see that all the time wherever you go. Man, that'd be weird. And then you're like making love to some new woman, and like you're touching her, but you're seeing your wife banging some big dude, possibly black dude if it's you, because you're the one thinking of this. That's so messed up. It would be like all your senses are confused. Wires are all tangled and going different places. Your sensory inputs is all confused. But then you would still want to be able to see, because you made that deal. You'd want to like try to make up with your wife so you could be able to see, just so you could like drive places. Like maybe like use her as a taxi service so she rides in the car with you so you can see where you're going. But all the time you're like, damn it, cheating on me with that big dude. Black dude in my house. Maybe he just keeps a snapshot of that in the corner of your vision just to keep reminding you. But while you're with her, you can see normally. But when she's gone, bam! It enlarges her banging this big black dude in your bedroom. The tricks the devil can play if the devil existed. Oh, what if you're deaf and like the last thing you heard is stuck in your head, so you're constantly hearing like a high-pitched screeching sound, like if a car hit you. Or like maybe it's a really loud annoying bird, or just some sound that constantly repeats. What if the last thing you heard was somebody saying, "Thank you, sir, may I have another?" and it just kept repeating that phrase over and over in your head? Man, that would suck. I'd rather just be deaf completely than hear the same thing over and over. Even if it was like a really awesome song, I think every song, if you heard it over and over again, would get annoying. Except Kickstart My Heart by Motley Crue.